everybody, my name is Weasel Cake, and as you can guess it, yes, I am a Nemi main. Today, I'm going to be doing a Nemi guide that I have actually been requested to do for quite a while now. I've been playing Nemi consistently for maybe I think like around a year now, honestly. I played him in tournaments. Whoa! So I play him a lot on streams and stuff. Oh! Sit down! I like to go wee with the noodle. What could I say? So today, we're actually going to be going into detail about his ability and the different tiers in the ability, and also about his zombies, and also what different perks and builds that he can do. And yeah, let's get right in the video. Alrighty, so the first thing that we're going to be talking about is Nemesis' ability, which is like his noodle, which is technically called the tentacle, but I call it a noodle. Anyways, this noodle has 3 different tiers. There's tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. The way that you could tier up is either hitting a survivor with your noodle or hitting a zombie with your noodle. These give you different forms of tiers depending if the survivor is fresh or is already infected. And zombies as well gives, I think, like just a little bit, not too much. Your tier 1 noodle is a small noodle that can injure and infect survivors and down zombies, but it unfortunately cannot break through walls or pallets. What tier 2 does is that you can actually break walls and break pallets, and you can still endure damage and down the zombies. And tier 3 is all of that combined, but just bigger. Also, fun fact about tier 3 is that when you're holding the noodle out, you are actually the same speed as the survivor as long as they don't have haste. You'll just lose your bloodlust, because you do lose bloodlust every time you pull out the noodle. So now that we've already talked about the different tiers in Nemi, let's talk about the things that he can actually hit over. So in Auto Haven, for example, you can hit over cars, you can hit over like tires and such. Honestly, anything that is like his waist down, you can honestly hit over. And even some things that are like waist up, you can kind of hit over. All you gotta do is just test out what works. If you want, you can go into customs with your friends or just test them out in public lobbies. That's what I've done. Oh, and also here's a bonus hit that I have recently found out about on Garden of Pain. I mean Joy. So another thing real quick is when you're facing a survivor and there's a pallet in front of you, you can actually smack them if they're crouched on the short end of the pallet, but if they're crouched on the large or the tall end of the pallet, you can't hit them because they're under the hitbox of the object. This also goes for all the other objects. You won't be able to hit them if they're crouched, so keep that in mind as well. Now we should talk about some techs that Nemesis has. There's a slide tech and there's a window tech. And I don't know if these techs are named something else. That's just what I've named them from my experience playing. But basically, the slide tech is when you slide your hitbox over. Because Nemesis has a hitbox you can slide. You slide that hitbox over and basically smack a survivor. And it shouldn't look, it doesn't look like it should hit, but it ends up actually hitting anyways. And that's a slide, baby. And the window tech is when you smack a survivor that is on the other side of the window. More like a prediction. There's no way, dude. Alrighty, so I'm going to show you how to do the slide tech. Basically, the slide tech, you pull out the noodle. When you smack, you're going to move to the side right when you smack. So, it's going to go hold, smack, side. Because when you move to the side, your noodle hitbox will actually be right here. Alrighty, so I have my friend here, and I'm going to show you how to do the slide tech, but like on a survivor. So basically, you're going to pull out the noodle, smack that noodle down. You're going to go over to the side. Smack, side. Just like that. Alrighty, and you can also do this when you're going around a corner. This is more of a prediction hit that you can do. But basically, you do the same thing, but you just do it around the corner. Just like that. And yeah, that's how you do the slide tech. Yeah. Alrighty, so I'm going to show you how to do the window tech, which is more honestly of just like awareness of the survivor and more of a prediction. But basically, you're able to smack a survivor over the window as I showed before. And yeah, I'm going to just show you how to do it. It's really simple, honestly. You just got to put the noodle over to the other side. And yeah. Alrighty, so the way that you do it is, you see how they're running across? You can smack over them because they're not crouched. But if they were crouched, you unfortunately would not be able to hit them. Alrighty, so for example, you can't hit them if they're crouched. You just can't. No matter how close you are, you can't. You can smack them though. Alrighty, so the next thing I want to talk about is Nemesis zombies. He has 2 zombies that basically wander around the map, and their main goal is to apply pressure. What you can do with these zombies is that you can tear up with them, which I've discussed earlier, and also they react to sounds of like generators being worked on, and they will go towards the survivors if they see them. The only time zombies won't really react is, well, sometimes they just bot out. These zombies aren't the greatest. But also, if the survivor is behind the zombie, it won't react. It'll have to see the survivor to really go towards it, but it does listen to generator sounds and such like that. The zombies also react to the perk Discordance, which is why you will notice a lot of Nemis run Discordance. Something cool about these zombies, though, is that they kind of act like your Noodle. They can affect survivors, they can injure them, and they can down them. And this is why they're really good when it comes to pressure, as long as they're in the right place. For example, if you're having a chase at a pallet, you could honestly zone them into the zombie and they really have nowhere to go. So another cool thing about these zombies is that you can actually see when they see a survivor like across the map, because you can see the auras of the zombies, and if their arms are up like they're chasing somebody, then they're on somebody. Unfortunately, though, these zombies can be countered. Survivors can either destroy the zombies, making them have to respawn if they smack them down with a pallet, or either blinding them using a flashlight, flashbang, or even blast mine. When survivors blind them, they basically become unavailable for a short period of time. Alrighty, so as we all know, survivors, they can get affected, but is there a way for them to disinfect themselves? And the answer is yes. There are 4 boxes around the map, and each box has a syringe that survivors can use on themselves to disinfect themselves. When survivors disinfect themselves, it actually gives you a killer instinct, so you'll actually know where they are once they disinfect themselves. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna talk about some perks and builds that go really, really well with them, at least in my experience. This is all obviously up to play style and everything. So far, what I've realized is the best perks to run with Nemi is Lethal Pursuer, I'm All Ears, and Discordance. For example, you have Lethal Pursuer. You see 2 survivors that are near each other, you go towards those survivors, you smack one, and you start chase with another. Because when you smack the other with your Noodle, then you're already tier 2. Reason why I'm All Ears is really good for stuff like window text, mind gaming with your Noodle. It can be really, really good. I mean, look at this clip that I got because of it. Okay, well, she's too far out. Oh my god! Oh my god! And obviously pairing those 2 perks together is like chef's kiss. Discordance obviously is really good because it can attract zombies and create a lot of pressure. Now, for some builds that I recommend, I have 2 simple builds. One of the builds is Lethal Pursuer, I'm All Ears, Barbecue and Chili, and No Way Out. Because Nemesis is a slower killer, it's nice to have No Way Out just as a backup, because he does take a while to tear up and gens will fly by. And obviously, as we talked about, Lethal and I'm All Ears goes hand in hand, and Barbecue is just good for just knowing. And the other build that I suggest is Corrupt Intervention, Discordance, Deadlock, and No Way Out. As we talked about, Discordance is good with the zombies. Corrupt is good when you're about to chase one survivor. Don't down that survivor. Go for the other survivors. Get your tier up as much as you can. And Deadlock and No Way Out, as I said, because gens just fly by so fast because of Nemi. Not really many good add-ons, which is why I'm not really going to detail about add-ons too much in this video. But some common add-ons that I use and many other Nemi players use is Marvin's Blood and Mikal's Eye. Marvin's Blood helps get your tier up faster, so this can be really good in the aura build. And Mikal's Eye just makes your zombies slightly faster, so this, honestly, that add-on does really good with the Discordance, like, Corrupt Intervention build. And these are only 2 builds that you can run with Nemesis. There's so many other builds, so many different options. So make sure to try around, you know, see what you got, and figure out what works best with your play style. And yeah. And And this completes the Nemi guide. I hope this guide was helpful learning the way of the noodle. And even if you're watching this to learn how to counter Nemi, I hope this helped. And obviously there's a lot more I could talk about the boy, but I wanted to keep it short and sweet. So yeah, you'll probably see videos in the future about more tips and tricks and probably Nemi videos and all that stuff. And I also do play a lot of Nemi along with more variety killers and even Survivor over on the Twitch. So come stop by. And if you do have any advice or tips to help newer Nemi players get the hang of the boy, please put him down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video, hope to help, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye!